Welcome back to brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Talking About Experience. So again, this is what happens when I'm not here for a few days. Just came here. It is around minutes to 2, Tuesday, and I want you guys to see this. Okay, my daughter area, her computer. Right? She don't even make these kids clean up after themselves. And again, she did laundry, and look where the laundry is at. Top of the suitcase. None, didn't fold them, didn't put them away. Okay? No way. Then on top of that, like I said, she hates to see a clean space. Anytime there's a clean space, she will find things to put on it. Now this is my computer stand, all right, on my computer cart. And what happens? She did laundry. Where did she pack the laundry? Where did she rest the laundry? On top of the computer stand. Okay? On top of the computer stand. This is my son's area, his desk. I mean, I am not kidding you when I say these things. All right? Okay? So I want you guys to, again, understand where I'm coming from, and the reason why I do this, to expose the mindset of those who have been manipulated, who are part of this program, okay, who have sold themselves for a position, for money, for whatever, because they've been told that they can get whatever it is that they want as long as they become gatekeepers, right? As long as they can continue the warp backwards mindset, right? Being conditioned into. And so when you start to wake up, they will attack you. When you start to understand the truth, they will attack you. When you start to reverse the programming, the negative programming being done to you, and you start to awaken people around you, they will attack you in some of the worst ways. Okay? And again, the use of directed energy weapons and psychology, technology, go hand in hand. Technology created to affect our psychology, to affect our neurology, to affect our biology, to affect our chemistry. Right? And she'll say, well, I work. Ma'am, you only work 9 to 5. You go, sometimes you're in the house. You don't leave the house till after 10 o'clock. Okay? And it's not like as if you're on the floor pushing patients, lifting up patients, cleaning patients. You're not doing that. And I understand you have your issues, but you don't even understand you have your issues. You don't put your health issues in the forefront of your mind when you're doing certain things, right? But when I call you out on it, when I try to hold you accountable, all of a sudden your issues. Yet when it comes to my issue, which I've told her about since we first met, non-existent in her mind, non-existent. Okay? But I want you to understand how women, particularly in the black community, how they've been conditioned to not care about men, to blame men for everything without understanding, and they don't want to understand what's being done to us as men and as women. They can care less, right? Because they have been so deluded in their way of thinking, in their way of believing, that they cannot even see the reality that's in front of them. Okay? And like I said, I just posted this stuff about HIV and all that stuff. And there's black women who are, in terms of the heterosexual community, bisexual community, black women who are leading in terms of STD transmission and contraction. Right? It is black women who are leading in terms of being diagnosed with mental illness, with a lot of health issue. And then they will try to put the focus off of them, what they've learned from the white racists. They learn some of their playbooks, trying to take the focus off of them and putting it onto black men, right? So they'll post stuff on Facebook I see about, they'll create these memes talking about, it's a black man talking and he's like, if I can't find a woman who cook and clean, whatever, then I'll go date a man. Some bullshit like that. And I'm like, first of all, straight men won't even say that. Not even gay men will say some shit like that, right? And these black women who have been taught to be misandrous towards black men that post stuff like that, and all these black women up there, charming and that's these guys, that's what these N words and this and that. That's who they want to. No, that's who you wants to be. Because the truth, and I always post the truth, right? The facts and the statistics to show that within the black community, it is black women who are by the rate of 4-1 in terms of black women to black men, in terms of who will identify as bisexual, who will identify as lesbian, who will get into a same-sex relationship, right? But to take the focus and normalize it, because the white liberals, right, the racist white liberals have conditioned them into thinking that being bisexual is okay, being all this stuff is okay, right? Without telling them what it does to them, not just in terms of they may get pleasure out of it, but the psychological effect of it, right, and the biological effect of it, of having so many sexual partners, particularly if you're a woman, because you are not made to engage in such behavior that men has been engaging in. And that's not to say that it's okay for men to do it. What I'm saying is that for women, your biology is totally different. Your psychology is totally different, right? But yet they don't tell you that. They don't tell you how they design these drugs that you take because you're at some party and you want to be the fun girl, you want to be the it girl, you want to be cool with everybody. That what these drugs do to you. Okay? They don't tell you about those things. See, this is something that we didn't even know. We didn't even know how having too many sexual partners could literally ruin your chance to become a committed partner in a relationship in terms of sex, right? That we don't have to go outside our relationship for sex, right? And particularly for women. When women sleep around with a lot of men, that's a lot of imprinting done within her. So she becomes jaded, particularly if she is having multiple sex with multiple men in her young years. She can never bond with a future husband or a future mate. Because in the relationship, when the reality sets in, what do women do? Women, they start to focus on the fantasy and fantasizing about all the sex they had when they was younger with this person, with that person. And they want to relive that because when women get older, their mind regress. They want to compete with the 22-year-olds, the 21-year-olds. So they start to regress, regardless of the fact that they may have kids, they have gained a lot of weight, they're not as healthy, right? This is what liberalism has done to the mindset of women in general, but particularly in black women in the black community. But they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. So like I said, as black people, we are fighting two different groups of ideology, but they're two sides of the same coin. Whether you're liberal or conservative, Republican or Democrat, they're two sides of the same coin. Okay? Either one is going to destroy us mentally. Either one is going to destroy us socioeconomically. Either one is going to destroy the future for our children and their children and their children's children. So we have to wake up as a people. We have to understand what's going on. And I share these videos not just to talk about what was done to me, but others like me, target individuals. So it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic. If you're a target individual, you were selected to be programmed. You were selected to be part of an experimental program, to be microchipped, right? to be experimented on with all these so-called exotic weapons, these directed energy weapons. All right, and then they hide it under the label of either trying to set you up criminally, right, or trying to create this narrative that you're mentally ill, or both. So we have to be wise in our thinking going forward. We have to, like I said, understand, study psychology, go research these sorts of programs, whether it be thought reform within the churches, whether it be past and present government psychological experiments, right? Go look up public policy in terms of mental health and those who have mental health and what policy they've implemented and how they go about treating them, not just through medication, right? Because again, they push medication because medication don't solve the problem, right? Because they don't want the problem solved. The psychiatric industry has always been a tool specifically used against black people, and particularly used against black men and black men who are willing to stand up and have a voice and speak about the injustices that is being done here in America. Okay? It's the same in other places too. So whether it be a white person who is a dissident of the state, who is speaking about corruption of the state, again, the history shows it. So we must understand that. But here, I'm speaking for me as a black person and within the black community, that we have, particularly as men, we have to get a woman to understand what's going on. We cannot allow them to silence us, which they have been doing. Okay, so we cannot allow them to silence us, because it is up to us, those of us who understand what's going on, to awaken people's mind. Okay? And this is what they don't want. And instead of things getting better, it's getting worse. But we're not even looking at it like that. We're just looking at our own little path we think, we believe we carve for ourselves, without no external, except for God, right? Right? When we see what's happened, we know how black men, particularly black men, who want to start businesses, don't get loans, don't get nothing, right? But they will give loans to black women. And again, more power to black women. But they have to understand the reason why they're being pushed to the forefront, when no other group of women is being pushed to the forefront like them. And again, and it is a false sense of being pushed to the forefront, right? Go look at the statistics. It's like they give you a false sense of power, a false sense of free will. So you need to understand what's going on. Okay? And two books that I've just recently bought. It's called How the Elites Use Economics to Control Us. Another one is How, I forgot the name. But these are, again, I recently started purchasing books, and again, they don't like that. Particularly when the books that reveal the truth, they don't like that at all. Right? So when I get to a chance where I can get myself to start reading, right now I'm listening to some of the audiobooks that I've bought, because it's just easier for me that way for now, particularly since I'm still on the heavy remote monitoring. Then, because when I get to reading and concentrating and trying to, when I highlight things, what have you, they don't like that, and they will start attacking me to the point where I get like massive headaches. Right? So again, that's part of the reason why I keep exposing these things, right? So people will know and understand what's going on. They don't want us to know the truth because they have conditioned us with lies, and they've made us delusional. Okay? And anybody who understands and tries to reverse that, they're attacked in ways you can't even imagine. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.